Okay, it's Sunday the 3rd of November. We're in Autun in France. Now Autun was one of the main strongholds for the Roman Empire. Amazingly so. We've just seen the Temple of Janus, which England gets actually some of its, you'll see the pictures online I'm sure. England gets its name of January from that particular cult of Janus. Now the majority of the Roman Empire were actually part of that cult of Janus, which is quite interesting. At some point they would have crossed through that. One could argue, was it really the cult of Nergal or the cult of Seth? It could possibly well be, who knows. On top of that, we've got, with Autun, it's quite interesting, in its Roman day it was called Augustodunum. That's its real name, Augustodunum. And now, in the actual town today, there's around about 15,000 people that live here. But that's such a small scale on what it used to be. Back in the day, in the Roman empires, we're going back, you know, when it was first started to establish in 126, the year 126 AD, right the way through until about the year 439 AD. This was a bustling, transferring place of Roman soldiers. You had 15,000 residents here, 15,000 residents today, 30,000 residents back in the day, but 70,000 visitors at any one time coming through here, because you've got all the Roman soldiers trunking through here, heading up towards Blighty. You know, so they're running through France, raping and pillaging on the way, as when in Rome, what do you do? So raping and pillaging on the way, conversion to Roman Catholic, to Catholicism, all that later on in time, but let's bring it back to where we've got gladiators running around. And as we can see here on the ring here, you've got the main stadium coming all the way round. And you can imagine these chariots are roaring around what I call the preliminary circle, which is where we're standing right now, and they go straight down onto the main arena there, where you've got thousands of people, road and road and road, all around there, cheering and roaring as lions were slaughtering humans and things, and all that sort of stuff going on. So it was a really big event here in Autun. You can certainly sense the power, sense the energy, sense the oddly enough, the wonderful energy it has here. You think it'd be quite sinister, wouldn't you? But it's quite the reverse. It's quite a nice, calm, strong energy here. So yeah, really worth a visit. We're going to be going on to, I won't talk about that just yet, we'll do a very short clip about the pyramid, which we're going to go on to shortly as well. But yeah, this is a really nice place to view. Okay, we're at the wonderful church in Curgy in France, Saint Ferreol. And this was owned by the Knights Templar. In fact, it wasn't just owned by the Knights Templar, it was built by the Knights Templar. Fact in history. And it's amazing, you can see all the wonderful Templar fields. It's a shame we can't see all the works that are here. That had to be restored over time and stuff. But can you imagine the volume of knights that would have come to take their accolade here, which is most important? They wouldn't have done it at the high altar, they would have done it here to take their first accolades. So, and we all see the pictures of the kneeling down and the lady here, yeah, doing the actual knighting, as it were. That would all happen here at this very spot. So I'm standing, you're seeing the very spot where Templars were made and nurtured and grew. Beautiful. This is a slightly modern edition, that's not the original, but it's made to look like the original, but it's nice. Obviously it's been done on the same history. You've got the flower of life there, which is quite nice. But say, don't be confused by that, it's not the original. These obviously are, you can see the temple steps here. And the wonderful where the actual, see the bracket, that's where the little part would have been. That's a bolt to hold the stand up there, and the person giving the service wouldn't be over here somewhere, he would be here. That's where he'd be, here, so you could see everything around him, which is lovely. Up on the top here we've got various bishops and things. Now we know that Pope Clement VII's niece married King Henry II of France in this very church, and it's such a lovely church. And we can see all the different representations about the Pope. So it goes much, much beyond a lot of cathedrals that have their glitz and glamour. This has much more history to it. We can see the wonderful fleur-de-lis up there as well. And if we look around, we can see the different symbols going around on the arches there, which is quite pleasant as well. All very interesting. Now look at the lamb. If we're just going to bring ourselves down to this particular statue, that's quite pleasant. Because what we have is we actually have a Templar Knight. Yeah, you see he's got his little pouch there as well. We've got a Templar Knight with the lamb. We haven't got a pope or a bishop or a saint with a lamb. We've got a Templar Knight with a lamb. So that's quite interesting in its own self, really. But how amazingly the Templars were. So as I say, I can't emphasise enough. You see, the lectern these days is here. Yeah, but originally it would have been on a brass bolt here, as I said, and that's where you see the acoustics. La 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 la. So you haven't got to raise your voice so much to get the acoustics right, which is wonderful. So that's a modern lectern there. The original one's obviously been damaged over time. So as we know, the Templars owned this church. They built it way back at the beginning of their crusades, really, and they sadly lost the church for the obvious reason in the year 1139, which is a bit of a shame, really, to be fair. I stand corrected, actually. It's 1369. I don't know where my head was there. It's 1369 when they actually lost the church. So that's quite interesting in that sense. We just come through here momentarily. It's all behind the old part that's not really used now, but we can see we haven't got. A lot of people have mistaken that for Michael, Archangel Michael. But it's not. It's actually Raphael. And there's a multitude of reasons why we can see it's Raphael, but I'll save that for the day. But that's definitely Raphael there. It's a shame you would see the sun disk coming in here on this side, but it's all been broken over the years. But this is the original bit. We can see that Raphael's, his wings are glowing up towards a Templar cross there. You see the sun disk cross there, which actually has the Bennu bird, oddly enough, going ascending rather than descending. But you can't really see the Bennu bird anymore because it's been lost in time. It's decay. So yeah, I like that part, which is rather pleasant. This part of the church. So just going down to this part of the church. You can just imagine on these arches how long it will take the Templars to build these particular arches. So that's Saint Ferreol Church in Curgy, in France. Again, this is nice, but it's modern. But it's not quite nice to have the representation of the Madonna there, or Ave Maria, or Mary Magdalene, or that Madonna, whichever you want to use at the time. They're all pretty much one and the same in history, really, to be fair. So, yeah. Interesting. What a lovely church. Very peaceful, very calming, and yeah, just warming, really.
My name's